Once upon a time, a poor woodcutter named Ravi lived near a dense forest. Every day, he would go to the forest, chop wood, and sell it in the market to earn a living. Though he was poor, he was honest and hard-working. One day, while cutting wood near a river, his axe slipped from his hands and fell into the deep water. Ravi panicked. "Oh no! That was my only axe. How will I work now?" he cried. Suddenly, the river shimmered and a kind water fairy appeared. "Why are you sad, dear woodcutter?" she asked. "My axe fell into the river, and I cannot get it back," Ravi replied honestly. The fairy smiled and disappeared into the water. She soon returned, holding a shiny golden axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Ravi looked at the golden axe and shook his head. "No, my axe was made of iron." The fairy dived again and returned with a silver axe. "Is this your axe?" Again, Ravi shook his head. "No, my axe was not silver. It was an old iron one." Finally, the fairy brought up a simple iron axe. Ravi's eyes lit up. "Yes, that's my axe. Thank you so much." The fairy was pleased with his honesty. "Because you were truthful, I will reward you." She gave him all 3 axes, gold, silver, and iron. Ravi was overjoyed and thanked the fairy. When he returned to the village and shared his story, everyone praised his honesty. Moral: honesty is always rewarded in the end. Being truthful brings the greatest riches of all. One day, a hungry lion was resting under a tree when a clever fox came to him. The lion said, "I am too weak to hunt. Can you bring me food?" The fox, being smart, thought of a plan. He went to a foolish donkey and said, "My friend, I found a beautiful place full of fresh grass. Come with me, and you will never go hungry again." The donkey, excited, followed the fox. But as soon as they reached the lion's den, the lion pounced. The donkey, though foolish, was quick and managed to escape. The lion was angry. "Fox, bring him back, or you will be my meal instead." The fox, thinking fast, ran to the donkey again. This time he said, "Oh dear friend, I'm so sorry. The lion only wanted to make you his royal advisor, but you ran away." The foolish donkey believed the fox's words and returned with him. This time, the lion caught him easily and had his meal. The fox, expecting a reward, asked, "May I have my share?" The lion smirked and said, "You brought the donkey to me, but I never promised to share." With that, he chased the fox away. Morale of the story: if you trick others for your gain, you may also get tricked in the end. In a dense jungle, there lived an elephant named Gaju and a mischievous monkey named Minku. Gaju was kind-hearted but slow, while Minku was quick and clever, but sometimes too proud of his agility. One day, Minku teased Gaju, saying, "You are so slow. You can't even climb trees like me. What good is your size?" Gaju just smiled and said, "Everyone has their own strengths, Minku." One summer, a terrible drought hit the jungle. The river dried up, and animals struggled to find water. Minku, being small, could not travel far in search of water. But Gaju, with his strong legs, could walk long distances. Using his keen sense of smell, Gaju found a hidden lake deep in the jungle. Instead of keeping it to himself, he rushed back and announced to all the animals, "There's water! Follow me!" Minku, feeling ashamed of his earlier words, realized the value of Gaju's strength. "I was wrong to judge you, my friend," Minku said. "You saved us all." From that day on, Minku never underestimated anyone. He learned that everyone has unique abilities, and true friendship means valuing each other's strengths. Moral: never underestimate others. Everyone has their own special talents. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, lived a clever little tortoise named Tinu. He was slow, but his mind was sharp. In the same forest, there was a greedy fox named Fido. He always tricked other animals to get more food without working hard. One day, Fido saw Tinu sitting under a tree, happily munching on a big, juicy mango. His mouth watered and he thought, "Why should I find my own food when I can trick Tinu?" Fido walked up to Tinu and said, "Oh, dear friend, that mango looks delicious. But do you know? There is a magical tree near the river that grows golden fruits. If you give me your mango, I'll tell you where to find it." Tinu knew that Fido was greedy and often tricked others. So he smiled and said, "That sounds amazing. But how do I know you are telling the truth?" Fido grinned. "I promise. Just give me your mango and I'll show you the way." Tinu pretended to believe him and handed over the mango. Fido gobbled it up in no time. Then he laughed and said, "I tricked you, slow tortoise. There is no golden tree." But Tinu smiled and said, "I knew you were lying, Fido. That's why I gave you a special mango from the sour tree. Look at your face." Fido's face twisted in disgust. The mango was the sourest thing he had ever eaten. His tongue burned, and he ran to the river to drink water. Tinu laughed and said, "Greed never wins, my friend. If you had told the truth, I would have shared a real sweet mango with you." Fido felt ashamed of his greed and promised never to trick anyone again. Morale of the story: greed and dishonesty never bring true happiness, but kindness and honesty always win in the end. Once upon a time, in a lush green jungle, a clever monkey lived on a tall mango tree near a river. The tree had the sweetest mangoes, and the monkey enjoyed them every day. One day, 2 hungry crocodiles swam near the tree. They saw the monkey eating juicy mangoes and said, "Dear monkey, can you share some mangoes with us? We are very hungry." The kind monkey happily threw some mangoes into the river. The crocodiles loved them and started visiting the monkey every day. Soon they became friends. But one day, the crocodile's greedy king heard about the sweet mangoes and thought, "If the monkey eats such tasty mangoes every day, his heart must be even sweeter." He ordered the 2 crocodiles to bring the monkey to him. The crocodiles felt bad, but obeyed their king. They said to the monkey, "Our king wants to meet you. He has heard about your kindness and intelligence and wishes to make you his royal advisor. Will you come with us?" The clever monkey was surprised but also suspicious. He asked, "Why does your king suddenly want to meet me?" The crocodiles hesitated but then lied. "He just wants to thank you for sharing the mangoes with us." The monkey thought for a moment and agreed. "Okay, take me to your king." The crocodiles told the monkey to sit on their backs as they swam across the river. But when they reached the middle of the river, the crocodiles laughed and said, "Foolish monkey, we tricked you. Our king doesn't want to make you his advisor. He wants to eat your heart." The clever monkey quickly thought of an idea. He smiled and said, "Oh, if you wanted my heart, you should have told me earlier. I left it on the mango tree. Take me back, and I will bring it for your king." The foolish crocodiles believed him and swam back to the tree. As soon as they reached the shore, the monkey quickly climbed up and laughed. "You greedy fools! No one keeps their heart outside their body. You tried to trick me, but I was smarter. The ashamed crocodiles swam away, realizing their greed had cost them a good friend. Moral: wisdom and intelligence can outsmart greed and trickery. Once upon a time, in a vast night sky, there was a small twinkling star named Luma. Unlike the big bright stars, Luma was tiny and not very shiny. The other stars often laughed at her. "You are too small to light up the sky," they teased. Luma felt sad, but never stopped twinkling. One night, she noticed a little boy named Sam sitting by his window, looking up at the sky with tears in his eyes. Curious, Luma gently whispered, "Why are you sad, little one?" Sam sighed. "I feel like I'm not good at anything. The kids at school say I'm too weak to play games with them." Luma understood his pain. She thought for a moment and then said, "Even small things can shine brightly in their own way." Just then, a dark cloud covered the sky, making it pitch black. The big stars panicked, unable to shine through, but Luma, being small, slipped through a tiny gap and twinkled brightly, guiding lost fireflies back home. Sam watched in awe. "You may be small, but you saved the fireflies." Luma smiled. "See? Size doesn't matter. Even the smallest star can light up the darkness." Sam felt a warm glow in his heart. The next day, instead of trying to be the strongest, he helped a new student make friends, making everyone smile. From then on, Luma twinkled proudly, and Sam understood that kindness and courage shine brighter than anything else. Moral: everyone has their own special light. No matter how small you are, kindness and courage can make a big difference. In a big, beautiful forest, there lived a little squirrel named Chintu. He was small, but very smart and kind. Chintu loved jumping from tree to tree and collecting nuts. One day, as he was storing nuts for the winter, he heard a loud roar. Roar! It was Leo, the mighty lion, the king of the forest. But something was wrong. Leo was stuck in a hunter's net. All the animals were too scared to go near him. The deer, the rabbits, and even the monkeys ran away, afraid that the lion might eat them once he was free. But Chintu was different. He knew that true kindness means helping others, even if they are big and scary. Chintu quickly climbed a tree, jumped onto the net, and started chewing the ropes with his tiny sharp teeth. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Slowly, the ropes began to break. Leo watched in surprise. "You are so small, yet so brave," he said. Chintu smiled. "Everyone deserves help when they are in trouble." Finally, with one last bite, the net tore apart, and Leo was free. He stood up, shook his mane, and looked at Chintu with gratitude. "Thank you, little one. You saved my life. From now on, you're under my protection. If you ever need help, call me." Leo roared proudly. All the animals cheered for Chintu, realizing that even the smallest creature can do great things. Moral of the story: bravery and kindness are more powerful than size and strength.